Young Sheldon's Georgie and Mandy show is great news for what the Big Bang Theory spinoff may be. CBS pulling the plug on Young Sheldon may seem like a bad business decision. The Big Bang Theory prequel is currently TV's #1 comedy, and season 6 just posted show high ratings, meaning that it can still get popular if it continues to be on the air. Unfortunately, CBS hands were tied about the matter. Unlike usual cancellations, the decision to wrap up Young Sheldon came from its creatives opting to follow the Big Bang Theory canon. 5 years ago, CBS was faced with a similar situation when it was essentially forced to cancel the Big Bang Theory, albeit the reason was different. The show's end was due to Jim Parsons' decision to leave the series, and while the rest of the cast contemplated continuing without him, they decided to wrap it up altogether. Half a decade later, the TV universe is expanding in a couple of new ways, with the news about Georgie and Mandy's show effectively solving one possible disappointment from the Big Bang Theory spinoff. Georgie and Mandy's spinoff will be a continuation of Young Sheldon. Mary and Missy need to appear, per the Big Bang Theory canon. The Coopers were preparing to say goodbye at the end of the shortened Young Sheldon Season 7, when it was announced that it was getting its own offshoot. The new show will follow Mandy and Georgie as parents, a storyline that started in Season 5 as a casual fling and developed into one of the most, if not the most compelling arcs for the show. The fact that the Big Bang Theory barely revealed anything about Georgie and nothing about Mandy and their daughter, baby Cease, gives the writers more creative room to craft their story. Georgie and Mandy's show is going to be a continuation of Young Sheldon. It's a way to move the series beyond Sheldon's childhood experiences in Texas. At the end of the family comedy, the boy genius would have already moved to Pasadena, where he would live until the foreseeable future. By then, George would have already died as well. Despite these, Georgie and Mandy's lives will continue. Admittedly, it could have been the Coopers instead, a show that will also focus on Missy and Mary. However, if both appear in the new series, it will essentially be the same show. Chuck Lorre is developing a separate The Big Bang Theory spinoff. Another The Big Bang Theory show is coming. Long before Georgie and Mandy's series was announced, Universe was already expected to expand. Original series co-creator Chuck Lorre was working on another spinoff. When the news first broke out, not much was revealed about it. The project was likely partly delayed by the dual Hollywood strikes of 2023, but by November of the same year, Lorre revealed that the endeavor was still prenatal. Despite early reports that it was going to be on Max, the producer extraordinaire also floated the idea that it may actually air on a traditional network. The lack scarcity of information paved the way for some theories about what the Big Bang Theory spinoff may be about. There were clear narrative opportunities left by the nerd-centric sitcom, including a potential spinoff about Raj or even Stewart and the comic book store. That being said, since Young Sheldon was at the forefront of pop culture simply because it was still on the air, there were also claims that it may be an attempt to further explore ancillary storylines in the prequel. McKenna Grace's Page has been an integral character in the family comedy despite not being a core cast member. She would be the perfect candidate to front the Big Bang Theory expansion show, especially since the original series didn't reveal anything about her life. The tandem of Mandy and Georgie was also a popular fan choice because of the way their story progressed in Young Sheldon, something that the CBS creatives were also clearly thinking about. The Big Bang Theory spinoff will likely be about the nerd sitcom. Young Sheldon already has its own offshoot. Overall, it would be easier to launch a new spinoff that is directly tied to Young Sheldon. Not only is the family comedy still on the air, which means that Lorre and the writers can still set up the new show with their writing. Since they are also still working with the actors, discussing the matter with them will be more straightforward. CBS took advantage of this, hence the Georgie and Mandy spinoff Young Sheldon. However, this also strongly suggests that the separate offshoot that Lorre is still developing will be connected to the Big Bang Theory instead.